Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Back before the pandemic, I did some SHTF scenario videos, and I did those videos as kind of to start discussions on how folks would handle different situations, just to kind of jog the mind into that mindset. And I've had a lot of subscribers and a lot of content creators that I know ask me to revisit that. So I decided I was going to throw together just a little mini SHTF scenario for you guys. And the stuff in this scenario that follows this little segment right here is all stuff that I pulled from basically the internet in about 45 minutes. It's just some stuff that I found, and then I put that all together in a little scenario. And I'd like you guys to stick around after that's done. And I'm going to discuss some of the points of that video, and then some of the I guess training tips that I do just to bring awareness to different situations that can happen, because it's definitely a different world now than it was when I made those first SHTF scenario videos. So you guys stick around. Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I don't know if this video is going to ever get uploaded or not, but I wanted to do a video just to document these last couple crazy weeks just for myself here, and if I can't upload it, I will. Don't have any power right now, so I'm out here doing this in the dark just with the light coming in the window. Wanted to document all this stuff just for my own personal documentation, I guess. The stuff that's happened here in these last couple crazy weeks. I'm going to take it right back to the beginning. A little over a year ago, there was a skirmish on the India-China border, and it was a fight. There was, I guess from what I read, 20 or so people got killed there, and there was like a big escalation in that area, but nobody kind of really paid any attention to it. And here just recently, in the last few weeks, India came out and said that they have concrete proof that the Delta variant that's been going around everywhere right now was some type of retaliation for that border melee that happened. And China, of course, denies everything, but India was the one that was most affected by that Delta variant when it came around. So they say that they have proof, and they're claiming that that was an attack. Well, when this was all going on, China really ramped up the military movement to their border through, I guess, the high country, and it was really bad. And India actually sent some aircraft in, and they destroyed some rail lines and some roads going back down into that border. So now everything kind of went really bad and sideways. So of course the United States is an ally with India, and shortly after this happened, Congress drafted a resolution, and they passed it. They called it something like the Indian Subcontinent Cooperative Act or something like that, that they would that the United States would stand behind India. And the very next day, 24 hours later, there was a massive cyber attack here in the United States, and it was just broad faceted. There was attacks against infrastructure, a lot of utilities shut down, and then the authorities and stuff, and the companies, they started shutting utilities down on top of it to protect the assets, so that the computer networks couldn't shut down or damage or destroy any of that stuff, kind of like that pipeline thing was back in May. They had to shut it down because of the cyber attack. So pretty much everything has been not working or been hit and miss. There's been a lot of problems at hospitals. A lot of the hospital networks have basically collapsed, and with everything that's been going on with the pandemic, that's not a good thing, in itself. And the other thing people are really starting to talk about, is we get all our medicine from China and India. So pretty much everybody is figuring that no matter what happens with this here, there's going to be a massive collapse in our medical system to come. So everybody is really on edge. There was just a ton of panic buying, people trying to go out and get stuff, get gas, whatever. Some places would still take cash, some wouldn't because they didn't have any access to do anything with the cash when they got it. Some cards worked in some places if there was electricity, some didn't. It was just all hit and miss. There's also been a lot of military movement here where we are here in Michigan. A lot of people kind of wanted to go up to their bug out locations and stuff up in northern Michigan, but they actually closed large chunks of I-75 going north, and that's to move material both in and out of Camp Grayling in northern Michigan, because they're like a munitions storage area or something, but the main arteries going up north, that's all been clogged and shut down with military equipment moving. We also heard that there was that the U.S. government or Defense Department, they're sending Navy carrier groups to the Strait of Malacca, and the Strait of Malacca is actually where China has most of its oil transported through, so it's setting itself up. And then there's also been reports coming in that there's another variant that's starting to spring up in Taiwan. So it's pretty much evident now that there's some kind of multifaceted attack going on, and everything's on pins and needles right now. Everybody is trying to figure out what's going on, but everybody's at home, and there's some stuff that's still open, but because the utilities are all down, industry, pretty much the economy, everything has collapsed. The medical, like I had already said, that's pretty much all just collapsed. So everybody's trying to run around and play catch up. Of course, they're always talking about a diplomatic solution to them. There's ties, but you know what? I heard stories of Chinese nationals being deported. There's stories of Americans that were in China that are all being rounded up, and you don't really know what's going on. It's really the fog of war to the ninth degree. But I wanted to do this video to show, to kind of give a documentation to myself, just if for some reason the lights don't come back on, I can document this on my phone here and maybe put it all together at the end, how everything transpires. But anyway, if I do put this out, I will hope everybody's safe out there. I hope everybody's prep serve them well. Everything we did over the years was obviously warranted now, so you guys really take care of yourselves. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little scenario there that I put together for you guys. I've been doing different scenarios to bring up discussions for quite some time, both with people that I know personally and different online groups that I belong to. And one of the things that we do is we'll look at different post-apocalyptic or SHTF movies, and we'll use either the movie itself, the whole movie, or little segments of that movie. Hey, how would you handle this situation if this occurred? Because if anything, this showed us in the last year and a half here, there's a lot of things that are possible that people didn't think were possible a couple years ago. In fact, back at the beginning of last year, we actually war gamed the movie Contagion, and it turned out that some of the things that we talked about in different discussions actually came to pass, and some of the things are actually worse than what the movie was. And that scenario that I put together, 90% of that was stuff that I just found online. That was just stuff. There are people in India that think that Delta is some type of retaliation. There's people that think that perhaps another outbreak of something will happen on Taiwan. There's been threats made before, and some things carried through where other nations tried to back other nations. And I think there's a definite chance that if some type of hostility would break out between the big C and us, there would definitely be some of those problems. There's been different discussions where there was Trojan horses and stuff that they built for us where they could turn stuff off remotely. It doesn't take a whole lot of looking on the internet to find that kind of stuff. In fact, there was even a couple different discussions that I had with people about, the cell phones that everybody uses. All the components are made over there. How do we know there's not something in these cell phones that they can be shut off remotely? Because if there was some type of hostility going on, the first thing you want to do, right, is cut communications. So that wouldn't be that far a stretch. We've even seen some things and talked about some things that all the electronic weapon sites that people run around with on their firearms. How secure are those things? Do we know if they're going to work in an EMP, or is there something that's can be remotely triggered in them? What about radio stations? Who owns the radio stations? What we get our news on? I mean, I'm not even talking about the internet. I'm talking like radio stations, AM radio station. Who owns them? There's a bunch of different things that can go bad, and there's probably a bunch of different things already in place. That our enemies have exploited our weaknesses. And I think that it's good to discuss these types of things in these types of environments. Like I said, if you and your group or your family or whatever, pull out a few DVDs or go on Netflix and pull out some of these post-apocalyptic movies. Like I said, Contagion is one that we did. There's I Am Legend. You can pick any number of them that you can pick out and say, hey, isolate a little part of that video and say, hey, what would we do if this situation happened? How would we handle this? How would we handle this as a group? What if, we couldn't get to our location because the military was moving stuff on the interstates and we had to find an alternate route? What if that alternate route was barred from us? How would we get there? Would we have to just abandon bugging out and go back to our original place? How would we handle those situations? It's just a real cheap and easy way, I guess, to, look at these different situations. But that's just a little bit how we talk about different scenarios and how we would handle different things, and then we make contingencies for those things based on some of our discussions. And that's what I hope these SHTF scenario videos, the ones I did in the past and this one here today, I hope that gives people different things to think about, because there's a lot more things in people's minds that are possible now than there was back in 2017. There just is. The world is a different place. So anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video here. Kind of responding to my subscribers that they wanted a little more SHTF scenario. So that's what this is right here. But then I got in a little bit into the discussion of it all. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. I hope you guys getting a little information, a little entertainment, something to think about out of my videos. I kind of want to have a little channel here that provides value to the other preppers that are out there and the other people in this community. But anyway, you guys have a good day.